You are good to go.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone, to the Corporation of the Township of Bonnechere Valley Regular Council. It is Wednesday, August 14th, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. We're meeting in council and by Zoom conferencing. At this time, are there any additions to the agenda? We did have another resolution, correct, Annette?
We have two. If we could add one for the rural transit solutions and if we could add one for the CIP approval.
Okay, so I don't have those.
You should have them.
Hang on, just before we go any.
Just before bylaws.
I'm sorry, I do. Oh, I do. I'm sorry, two of my pages stuck together. I do. It was the CIP that I didn't think I had. Sorry about that. All right. So I have a resolution dated this 14th day of August 2024 that the agenda be accepted as amended. May I have a mover and seconder, please? Moved by Merv, seconded by John. All in favor? Excellent. Is there any pecuniary interest or the general nature thereof? I see none. As we gather this afternoon, we acknowledge on behalf of this council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history. We are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. And at this time, I will ask for a mover and seconder for a resolution dated this 14th day of August 2024 that the minutes of the regular council meeting held on July 9th, 2024 as amended or presented be hereby adopted. May I have a mover and seconder to get it on the floor, please? Moved by Tracy, seconded by Brent. Were there any errors or omissions? I see none. All in favor? Thank you, council. We have no delegates this afternoon. Reports have been filed. I have a resolution dated this 14th day of August 2024. Whereas direction has been given to staff, now be it resolved that the correspondence be filed. May I have a mover and seconder, please? Moved by Brent, seconded by Merv. Anything further on correspondence? And you're welcome, Brent, for your correspondence. See you next meeting. All in favor? Excellent. Thank you. All right. Was there anything on the check register or board report for Sandra? I see none. All right. So I have a resolution dated this 14th day of August 2024. Whereas Eastern Ontario's small rural municipalities face insurmountable challenges to fund both new growth related to infrastructure and ongoing maintenance of their capital assets, including local roads and bridges, clean water, wastewater, waste facilities, and municipally owned buildings, including recreational facilities and libraries. And whereas the Federation of Canadian Municipalities has calculated that municipal governments across Ontario are responsible for approximately 60% of public infrastructure that supports our economy and quality of life, but only receives 10 cents of every tax dollar. And whereas the Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus region's capital infrastructure deficit has increased by 58% since 2011 and is now at $6 billion and growing. And whereas in 2018, the Ontario government mandated all municipalities in Ontario to develop a fully funded capital asset management plan by July 2025. And whereas the EOWC has released a regional municipal infrastructure policy paper showing key infrastructure data, opportunities and challenges in small rural municipalities across Eastern Ontario. And whereas Eastern Ontario is a growing economy that can grow with more sustainable, innovative infrastructure partnerships and investment from the federal and Ontario governments. And whereas the infrastructure deficit for small rural municipalities cannot be adequately addressed through property tax revenue, restricted municipal borrowing capacity, and municipalities' limited ability to generate revenue. And whereas small rural taxpayers cannot afford dramatic increases in pay for current and future infrastructure. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Corporation of the Township of Bonnechere Valley joins the Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus, the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, and the Federation of Canadian Municipalities in calling on the federal and Ontario governments to immediately and sustainably partner with municipal governments by investing in both the new and ongoing maintenance and repairs of municipal infrastructure in Eastern Ontario's small rural municipalities. And that federal and Ontario governments immediately review data and work together to implement solutions based on the EOWC's municipal infrastructure policy paper in partnership with small rural municipalities. And finally, that this resolution be forwarded to the Honorable Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, the Honorable Sean Fraser, Minister of Housing, Infrastructure and Communities of Canada, the Honorable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, the Honorable Kinga Surma, Ontario Ministry of Infrastructure, the Honorable Paul Calandra, Ontario Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, the Honorable Lisa Thompson, Ontario Ministry of Rural Affairs, the Honorable Peter Bethlen-Falvey, Ontario Minister of Finance, the Honorable Prabmi Sakaria, Ontario Minister of Transportation, the Honorable Victor Fideli, Ontario Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade, MP Cheryl Gallant, MPP John Yakabuski, Federation of Canadian Municipalities, Association of Municipalities of Ontario, Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, Rural Ontario Municipal Association, and the Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus. May I have a mover and seconder, please? Or would you like me to read it again if you didn't get the whole thing? Moved by John, seconded by Tracy. Comments, questions, concerns? Yes, Brent. Did you have a concern or are you voting?
No, I think it's just a delayed vote on my end.
Oh,
That's all.
okay, no problem. All in favor? And that carries. Thank you. All right. I have a resolution dated this 14th day of August 2024, whereas the Ontario Federation of Agriculture has stated that the recent changes to capital gains tax will make farm succession planning less financially viable and will create significant obstacles for farmers reinvesting in their businesses. And whereas the Ontario Medical Association has stated that these changes will undoubtedly add additional undue pressure and financial strain to physicians, threatening the well-being of our healthcare system. And whereas the Federation of Ontario Cottagers Association has stated that these changes pose a significant threat to the ability of families to maintain their cherished cottages for future generations, which could have profound cultural implications for our Canadian heritage and way of life. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Corporation of the Township of Bonnechere Valley supports the position of the above organizations and is calling on the federal government to pause the proposed changes to the capital gains tax and reconsider the impact the application of this new tax will have on the health and agriculture sectors, as well as Canadian small business and middle-class families. And further, a copy of this resolution be forwarded to the Honorable Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, the Honorable Mark Holland, Minister of Health, the Honorable Lawrence MacAulay, Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Chrystia Freeland, Minister of Finance, Pierre Poilievre, Leader of the Opposition, Jagmeet Singh, Leader of the NDP, Elizabeth May, Leader of the Green Party, MP Cheryl Gallant, and the Federation of Canadian Municipalities. And I absolutely, I'm just wondering if this should go to Roma as well. Can I make a friendly amendment? I'll get a mover and seconder, and then I'll add a friendly amendment that this also go to AMO and Roma. So mover and seconder, please. Moved by Brent, seconded by John. Are you guys okay with those two associations? I think it's important because of anything we do with doctor recruitment right now, this could have a bad effect. All right, all in favor? And that carries. Thank you. I have a resolution dated this 14th day of August 2024 that the Corporation of the Township of Bonnechere Valley can confirm that it meets all the requirements of the Canada Rural Transit Solution Fund Agreement and that CAO Annette Gilchrist is hereby authorized to execute the agreement on behalf of the Township of Bonnechere Valley. And I know this got some giggles today. Can I have a mover and seconder, please? I'm going to call on Merv and Tracy. Any discussion? All in favor? And that passes. I have a resolution dated this 14th day of August 2024 that the application for community improvement funding be approved, and further that upon inspection by the CBO following the completion of the improvements, an amount of $1,000 for signage and $1,500 for facade improvements be paid to Rio Tap and Grill. May I have a mover and seconder, please? Moved by John, seconded by Merv. All in favor? And that carries. And we have no closed session this afternoon. So we'll move on to bylaws. I have a resolution dated this 14th day of August 2024 that bylaw 2024-039 being a bylaw to authorize the permanent closing and purchasing of the Shore Road Allowance Player be read a first time, be deemed read a second time, be deemed read a third time, and passed. May I have a mover and seconder, please? Moved by Brent, seconded by Tracy. All in favor? Carried. I have a resolution dated this 14th day of August 2024 that bylaw 2024-040 being a bylaw to authorize the permanent closing and purchasing of the Shore Road Allowance Howell Manette be read a first time, be deemed read a second time, be deemed read a third time, and passed. May I have a mover and seconder, please? Moved by Tracy, seconded by John. All in favor? And that carries. I have a resolution dated this 14th day of August 2024 that bylaw 2024-041 being a bylaw to assume a portion of the forest part of Lake Clear Road be read a first time, be deemed read a second time, be deemed read a third time, and passed. May I have a mover and seconder, please? Moved by Brent, seconded by Merv. All in favor? And that is carried. I have a resolution dated this 14th day of August 2024 that bylaw 2024-042 being a bylaw to exempt certain lands from part lot control and right be read a first time, be deemed read a second time, be deemed read a third time, and passed. May I have a mover and seconder, please? Moved by Tracy, seconded by Brent. All in favor? Thank you, council. I have a resolution dated this 14th day of August 2024, the bylaw 2024-043, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council, be read a first time, be deemed read a second time, be deemed read a third time, and passed. I will ask for a mover and seconder, please. Moved by John, seconded by Brent. All in favor? And everybody's favorite resolution dated this 14th day of August 2024, the council meeting be adjourned at 5:43 p.m. Great work today, everybody, by the way. Moved by Tracy, seconded by Merv. All in favor. So good to have Merv back. Bye,
Yes.
everyone. Thanks for everything.
Bye, guys.
Bye.